Welcome to my channel. My name is Gold Magic Harp. If you like my videos or enjoy Destiny guides, I would much appreciate if you hit the like and subscribe button. The newest upcoming season will launch in just a few short weeks, so now is the time to start looking forward to the next season and how to prepare for it. There are plenty of small things you can do to give your Guardian the best chance of success in facing off against the threats in the new season, and I will be going over it in this video. You have until the 11th of May to complete the Season Pass, with each week giving a well-rested buff and the introduction of seasonal challenges. Most of you can get this done, if you put a little time in. The well-rested buff is applied to each character, so if you play each class, that's 15 ranks per week that you can earn at an accelerated pace. If you pick up Gunsmith, Vanguard and Crow bounties each time you're doing strikes, that helps too, as you can do all three in the strike playlist. Weekly bounties give a huge amount of experience, but I suggest saving those until next season, if you're interested in getting about 25 levels on the first day of the season. If you mainly play on one character, but you have others at the ready, be sure to hop on the lesser used characters and grab the reward from the Season Pass. If you forget, no dramas, as you can do this on Bungie's website to claim items from previous seasons, as long as you've reached the appropriate ranks. Season of the Chosen has 77 challenges on offer, and by completing 75 of them, you will fulfill the requirement for the Master of All Seasonal Challenge, which gives you a really sweet emblem and nets you a bunch of Bright Dust, which can snag you a new Season 14 item from the Eververse without paying real dollars. It is always important to save up a generous amount of materials when heading into a new season, as they are frequently used at the start of a season. Upgrade modules are perhaps the most important here, as without them, you will be unable to raise the power of some of your favourite weapons. These can be purchased from the Gunsmith. Ascendant Shards and Enhancement Prisms are used to upgrade armour to a higher energy limit. These are highly valuable materials, and so it's always a good idea to save up on these when heading into a new season. These materials can be purchased from the Spider and the Gunsmith, although they're quite expensive. The best way to farm these is by doing Ordeal Nightfalls, where in higher difficulties they are fairly common. Also keep an eye out for when Ordeal Nightfalls are dropping double rewards. When this is the case, there is no better time to get a fire team together and spend a few hours grinding the playlist. One trick to hoarding Enhancement Prisms and Ascendant Shards is by leaving them in your Postmaster. This will allow you to stack an extra 10 on each character. Be warned however, if you ever fill your Postmaster, these will be the first things to go. And as we don't have an option to auto dismantle blues, it tends to fill up fast, so be mindful of your Postmaster. Another trick is to store Masterwork gear in your vault to be dismantled at a later date. When Masterworked exotic gear is dismantled, it returns to you one Ascendant Shard. But this is only for the hardcore sweaty grinders who have hit the cap of 40 Ascendant Shards and who want to stack more. Glimmer is also an important resource, as it is used in almost every purchase of the game. While you can normally only hold a maximum of 250,000 Glimmer, there is a pretty neat trick to holding more. There are several ships and sparrows that return Glimmer, but I use the 1,000 Wing ship and the other side sparrow. These items can be purchased from the Collection tab, stored within your vault or character, and then dismantled at a later date to receive a return in Glimmer. I've had people fight me barebone and knuckle, telling me that I'm wasting my Glimmer as you only get a 66% return. But the thing is, once you spend your 250k Glimmer on ships and sparrows, you can then reach the cap again and have both the ships and the cap heading into a new season. If you're unsure what materials you should be targeting, there's a pretty sweet website I suggest using when preparing for a new season. It's called Destiny Recipes, and I'll provide a link below. Destiny's recipes show you the progress on each thing that matters most for the upcoming season. If anything is red, work on stocking them up first. Hoarding bounties is the best thing you can do when trying to reach the end game at a fast pace, as bounties also reward artifact power, which unlock artifact mods. Artifact mods can be especially important, as some of them can be a must-have for certain endgame activities. These characters offer the best bounties to save up, as they also offer weeklies. Varric on Europa, Shorhan on the Cosmodrome, Erismorn and the Lectum on the Moon, Iron Banner when it's around, and Hawthorn in the Tower if you're playing with your clan. You could also save trials if you really have the time. What bounties to farm also matter. Some bounties either don't award a lot of XP or none at all, and I suggest focusing on completing and holding onto weekly bounties first. It's also a good idea to save up on daily bounties when you're out of weekly ones to save. Be sure to have at least 8 Europa, Crucible, Gunsmith, Gambit and Vanguard bounties to hand in for the weekly challenges. On top of granting a lot of experience, these weekly challenges also reward Bright Dust and a powerful piece of gear, which is great for evening out your gear. Season 14 will be introducing Transmog. Transmog provides the ability to replace the appearance of your armor with those of others in that slot. You'll be able to complete bounties from A to 1 to be able to turn your favourite armor in your collections into ornaments. So now is a great time to seek out any armor sets you haven't got that you want to transmog. Bungie has announced shaders are changing in the new season, where they're no longer going to be consumable. So we are free to dismantle any saved up, which I suggest if you're after some free glimmer and legendary shards. With this in mind, it could be a good idea to use up your Vanguard tokens now, as they give shaders, and in the near future we know they're being removed. So you have two options: save them up in case a sweet weapon enters the pool, or burn them now to mid-max your legendary shard return. Oh yes, and make sure to collect your rewards from Gambit and PvP vendors before the season ends. With the Vault of Glass returning next season, it might be a good idea to farm up some Spoils of Conquest, just in case the chest at the end of Deepstone Crypt will be in the vault. This will allow you an increased chance of some early god rolls from the Vault of Glass. If you're unaware, the best place to farm Spoils of Conquest is in Deepstone Crypt, with each encounter after your first time per week rewarding 5. Plus there is 2 hidden chests, which each give you 10 spoils. Another thing I've been wondering is if the Lost Sector exotic engram allows future exotics to drop, or if they work the same as normal exotic engrams, where they're locked by the season. So since we can save Lost Sector exotic engrams in our Postmaster, if our engrams are full, I will be saving 1 on each character to check this. If you want to do the same thing, take note, whatever the Master Lost Sector is dropping, the engram will be. So if we're getting new legs, for example, wait till the day where Master Lost Sectors are dropping legs. This is Gold Magikarp signing out. Blip blip blip.